Hey, I'm Walker. This is Dance Walker Tarot. How are you doing? I hope you're doing really awesome today. I got the cards out and I just realized I don't know who I'm reading for. It's Aries' turn? Is this Aries or is this a random specific minor details, right? Yeah, this is for an Aries who's not feeling necessarily in their power, or you're in the middle of a bunch of conflict right now. Conflict could be concerning an earth sign, a Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, younger, a maybe child. Seven of Wands. Aries, this will be for whenever you find it. Oh my god, I don't know why. Maybe a random specific message for somebody. A message is coming through from maybe someone who's passed on, and it's for little bird. Can you tell little bird that everything's gonna be okay? yeah, I can tell little bird that everything's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay, little bird. Ray of light's a promise. Your guardian angels are so proud of you and they're watching out for you. And for some of you, you're scaling a mountain. You're climbing a mountain. You're not a mountain like, you're scaling the summit. You're on the nose of El Cap right now. El Cap. I used to live in Yosemite, and these guys used to go get wasted and climb the mountain. They'd go drink a bunch of whiskey and do things that other people can't even imagine doing. So maybe for some of you, you are that type of person. You're kind of on another level, and I don't know what I'm feeling, like drugs and alcohol don't really affect you like it affects everyone else, but something about that needs to be scaled back. There's something dangerous here. Can I just get to the point? There's something dangerous here, but you absolutely have everything you need to kind of unwind yourself from this. There's a labyrinth. You're not just scaling a mountain, you are about to exit a labyrinth, a maze. That could be metaphorical. Someone put you in a maze. Is that what happened? Everything here tells me that you have experienced a lot of loss. A lot of loss. Like in your, not just life, but in your lives. In your lives. It's like you trying to make art when you only have garbage to work with or something like that, but you're still doing it. And you're doing the best you can in the situation. You're being pulled in two different directions here. With Waterfall, it's asking you to let something go. With the Palace of Fine Arts in reverse. So what that could mean is a project that never got off the ground, an album that you never finished. It's honestly just saying start a new one. For someone, the only note that I wrote for this, sometimes I write a little chicken scratch before it, it says Taylor Swift song about your ex. So if you're feeling like literally you don't know which way to go, it's time to go inside. Let go of this other project you're working on. Metaphorically, if you're a songwriter, it's like if you can't finish that song or it doesn't feel perfect, start a new one. You're going to explore these feelings that are coming up with this Mercury retrograde, maybe. Write a Taylor Swift song about your ex this week. And if you're like, I'm not a songwriter, you can be a songwriter. Nobody ever has to hear it or see it or anything. This isn't like, I'm going to do this and release this. This is getting out some feelings of pain or resentment or loss, using in a dynamic and proactive way your own breath. Being aware of it. If it's not that serious, make sure you're meditating every day. But I really feel like the homework assignment for everybody, for some reason, is to write a Taylor Swift song about your ex. This is what happened. This is how you made me feel. And if you're like, I can't write a song, like, I don't want to talk smack or anything, but check out Blackpink's latest single and tell me you can't write a song. Like, all the love in the world of Blackpink. Fucking love, love, love Queen Slay, yes, but come on. It's gonna bring healing to you. It's going to bring healing to you, maybe even if you didn't know that you needed it. Or if this is pure a mundane Mercury retrograde. Somebody wants to come back and you're gonna say no. Don't be caught up in the labyrinth of your feelings for that person. And even if it's not love, if it's hate, even, you know that being tugged in two different directions could be the angel on one shoulder and the devil on the other. And it's reminding you maybe with that message of, hey, little bird, everything's going to be okay. It's not an angel on your other shoulder. It's your ancestor that loves you, or your guardian who came from you, or maybe even you came from them in the past or something. Maybe you're their ancestor. I don't know, but they're watching out for you. And on the other shoulder is what? Birding in San Francisco in reverse with the Peacock, King of Cups. Feeling immobilized, feeling like you can't move. This is all about perceptions, though. And letting go where you're overly attached with where your attention goes, energy flows. Limiting thoughts, asking you to sky gaze with Jazz in the City. It could just be that all of your plans this week are going to hell. It could be that. And if you're feeling like, I feel like there's some sabotage here. I do too. There's someone who isn't exactly being honest with how they're feeling or what. Let me be a messy, nosy Leo here. Somebody is kind of faking the funk with trying to make peace with you. If it's not that, it's time to scale back the drinking a little bit. And yes, you can handle it. And no, you're not like everyone else. And yes, some of us, some of us were born different. You know, you can drink a handle of vodka and then go about your business, or climb El Cap like some of my old friends did. But, ooh, very mundane warning. Do not drink and drive. Do not smoke blunt and drive this week. Even if you've done it a million times before. This is your warning. Okay, that's your warning. So it might be that you would be using that as a crutch because everything's going to hell, or there's chaos around you here. Friends fighting, family fighting, everyone fighting. Maybe you are a leader in the community. Maybe you are a leader in your troop, or you are an entertainer and everyone else seems to not be getting along right now. But it's the same shit over and over again. That's what's annoying about it. It's like, can we not do this over and over again? Can we not, like, or can y'all not do that over and over again? Don't let the feeling of being immobilized by war on every side keep you feeling stuck or fixated on what you don't want. How about that? Can I say that? Fiercely redirect your attention. Fiercely. So, how do you do that? Ask nature for inspiration. All of these cards have the same advice now that I think about it. What to do? Ray of light. So that's about where you're, you don't want to focus on what you don't want. You want to focus on what you do want. Cliff House and Sutro Baths. This is my other happy place in San Francisco. I had a friend that used to cook at the Cliff House, and I used to go and eat the most delicious desserts, and Just stare at the ocean. So, this is very much a time of indulging your physical senses in ways that booster your energetic level, which is intrinsically linked to your spirituality. Whoever you are, you get that connection. I don't need to explain that to you. I don't need to explain that to you. I guess I just need to say that you need to let something go and it's not so serious. And if you're like, what about that sabotage part that you said? What was that thing you said about the sabotage? So, you're not going to let anyone else's haterism get to you right now, even though it seems overwhelming, and you're not going to let anyone punk you. Don't make me, I don't want to talk about this. I don't know why I've had to talk about myself this week. I've been tasked to do that, and it's not easy. Okay, so I used to live in Chicago back in the 90s. This was like way back. And I was seeing this guy, and he was, believe it or not, a professional paintball player. Leave me alone. I know, I was young. But he used to make me go to all of his tournaments because, we'd go all over too. I saw some very beautiful country, but there was this thing, and this is a metaphor for whatever industry you're in or community you're surrounded with. Apply that as a parable, and I'm not good at this, so bear with me. I'm not a teacher, y'all. I'm not a light worker. I'm just a person flipping cards in the room. And so what they would do is sabotage each other in the dumbest, pettiest, most immature way. Like, I was like, are y'all grown men? Are you 6 years old? What is this? Like, why do I feel like I'm in kindergarten? So, and it was very social, and they got together from all over the country, and everyone's friends, but everyone's secretly, like, very competitive. There are no friends in paintball, okay? And they'd go out to these huge courses in the middle of nowhere and kill each other. And it was a gang, but it was very serious to them. And there was this thing that would happen where if you weren't watching your guns and your balls, they would go like they would go take all your paintballs. They would sneak up to your little table and snatch your whole paintball is expensive, by the way. Paint is expensive, guns are expensive, it's all. And yes, I had a gun. Yes, I know how to play paintball. Side effect of anyway. So they would actually twigs and stick them in the barrels of the guns if you weren't looking. And it would backfire, and then I'm not kidding, it was that petty. So I would go and I would babysit the paint gun while he was running, whatever. So apply this. There is something about your industry or what you're working in. If you're a teacher, apply it there. If you are a CEO, apply it there. If you're an entertainer, and so on and so forth. If you're an exotic dancer, and this is like, they still call it that? I'm sorry, I'm old. Or a sex worker or something. Whatever it is where it's like, yeah, we're all in this together, but there's really actually literal competition there. And everyone acknowledges it, and it's all hee hee ha ha. But there is a situation where someone would do something sneaky to come out on top in your situation. So whatever it is in your industry where it's the sticking the twigs in the barrel of the gun, or at the last second swinging by and grabbing the whole box of paintballs, that's the sabotage that I'm feeling in this situation. So it could be like not so serious like that, or it could be way more serious in that someone's trying to sabotage your performance. Or if that happened in the past, this is just a confirmation of, yeah, no, that was not a coincidence. That was not a coincidence. And whatever it is, it's very petty. It's very basic. It's very base. So don't concentrate on that. Don't worry about that. If you're like, I wanted to get to the bottom of that, I just gave you a clue. So hopefully you'll be able to stop trying to wrap your head around it, maybe. Or the sabotage could be like handing you the rope to hang yourself with before a performance or something. If you're like, yeah, I always have like a Jack and Coke before my something. I don't know who that is for. But maybe just have the Coca-Cola this time, not the Coke. Okay, guardian angels don't appreciate cocaine abuse, by the way. I don't know who that's for, but um weed is one thing to get around. Yeah. And if you're one of those people that needs to have like a stiff drink to be around people, I feel you. I feel you. I'm there. I was an alcoholic for a while because like I couldn't be surrounded by all that energy. I'm so sensitive. I had to do that. But this is kind of like I don't know if it's like a nod to you from your guardian angels to say we understand that part of kind of you. And there was a situation where maybe in a past life you had a kind of Shaolin master drunken master training, which drunken master training, if you're talking about big soul stuff here, I think this came through before for Aries, did it? It's not about being able to necessarily get drunk and scale the mountain. It's about when you're being invaded. It's like this invasion of, I don't want to say demonic, but like etheric fleas that would love to land on you and suck from you or extract information from you. Maybe you're very, very powerful spiritually and you can feel that there's this almost vampiric draw to you. And so the drunken master training in that case would be for you to, when you're getting hit with all of this stuff, this literal technology mixed with black magic, and it sure can squash you, or it sure can invade your mind or your dreams or whatever. So the drunken master training in those other realms would be so that you can be completely inebriated and still function, and also know when to step away from that, if only for a moment, because you have to drive to a gig, pick up your kids, something like that. It only takes a minute, it only takes a second. So no driving angry, no driving impaired at all. Okay. And if you're feeling upset, it's definitely the week to be kind of still within yourself so that you can dream new dreams, if that's it. Build a new vision board, if that's it. But there's this kind of labyrinth that I feel like, hmm, like I said, if it's not coming this week, it's in the past, and it's just a pat on the back that you made it through. And no, there was sabotage there, so no, don't blame yourself for that or something. No guilt, no shame, no guilt, no shame, no nothing. And if you're feeling pulled in two different directions, see it that way. See it like a devil on one shoulder, which is like some hater somewhere that either wants something from you or wants to squish you or wants to silence you. And the other being an ancestor or someone you were an ancestor to, who loves you and wants to protect you and wants to see you definitely rising above this being fixated, or someone being fixated on you, in a healthy way. Healthy for your body, healthy for your mind. And it might just be, if you don't even write songs, like I was saying, it's that pink venom, get 'em straight to the dome, like whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. You can do that. You can do that. On if it's not your type or your style, you're being asked to kind of embody that, the broken-hearted energy, to write a broken-hearted love song in this time of Mercury retrograde, instead of any sort of limiting thoughts there. It's a mind, body, soul integration with the wind there. So, intentional breath work. Don't be holding your breath. If you're upset, really peep game for yourself this week. Are there any moments where you do notice that you're holding your breath? This is about enjoying yourself in two ways. So you're not just going to go out and stare at the ocean, you're going to go stare at the ocean. Think about your past. Think about your past. Don't try and block it out. Don't try to internalize any kind of sabotage that happened to you. Have a really beautiful meal. Or let someone that loves you make you a homemade meal from the heart. Only if you trust them and you know them. and everything's clear and clean and sanitized. That kitchen's gorgeous. So by the way, Cliff House. So if you're a cook, it's like, let someone else cook for you. Go to the really nice restaurant that you always wanted to go to, but it's too fancy, or I don't know, something. But you're going to like stare at the water. Maybe you're a little water baby, even if you are a firebender for whoever you are. Fire speaks to you. You speak to fire, and no words even need to be spoken. Your brother, the wind, will be there for you. A cool breeze on your face, a kiss from the elementals that love you so much. Buy yourself a nice meal if someone else isn't going to do it for you, but stay away from trying to date this week, or, I don't know, meeting people on the internet. Not a great time. Let go where you're overly attached. So no overly attached girlfriend meme type energy at all either. Okay. No repeating the same story. You're not going to be going in circles. And if it's people going in circles around you, it's you've done your time. Whoever you've done your time, and it's okay to move away from that. Okay, little bird, it's going to be okay. Whoever you are, your guardian angels or your higher power, however you look at it. I don't want to argue about semantics, y'all, but they're very proud of you. Like I was saying, you're not just scaling a mountain, you are about to exit a full-on maze, labyrinth. It's going to feel really good. Okay, so when in doubt, give. Be giving. Fiercely redirect this attention. If you need to declutter, if it's like, what's the baby step for that? Declutter your house, declutter your office, declutter your desk, declutter your computer, declutter your mind. It's about intention. I don't think I have to tell you that, but just a little redirection there, a little adjustment. But you're almost to the top. You're almost to the top, so don't give up now, all right? And don't be adverse to experiencing that part of the roller coaster that is down, that is going fast, that feels out of your hands. If you are, you lose your paddle up the creek, you let it go over the waterfall, you don't try to grasp onto it, because it's like, what's with waterfall in this deck, it talks about if you want to drink from the water, if you're feeling thirsty, parched even, you have to unclench your fist to be able to scoop up the water and drink from it. Okay, and if it's not that, it's the old monkey trap thing where they used to trap and hunt monkeys in the jungle. They'd put like a little nut in a hole, and it was just big enough for the monkey to put his hand in like this, but once he tried to grab it, if this is the thing, grab it in a fist, it won't come back up out of the hole. And the monkey won't let go because he wants that nut. As a metaphor, save yourself, forget the nut. Forget the nut, whatever that is. Stay in your sense of humor. Be sober if you need to drive anywhere. Yes, there was sabotage, but it's something that it's meant to teach you a lesson. Even if you're so sick of the lessons, it might just be that everything's going to be okay. Taylor Swift song about your ex, you guys. It doesn't have to be, Nina Simone or Bob Dylan. It's just your feelings on paper so you can move through it, because this is kind of a rough patch with where the moon is for you or something like that. So, hey, this. You're doing more than you even think you are, so treat yourself. Focus on that. You got this, okay? I'm Walker. This is Dan.